Hi, I'm Jesse Hilbert.
Hi, I'm Charlie Hubbard.
And welcome
to Arnavon
Adventures.
Adventure.
Episode what? What number was that? 13.
The
Vineyard.
Vineyard Beetle.
The Vineyard Beetle. Today's arthropod can be found near wild or cultivated grapes. You might stumble upon them in a vineyard, perhaps. They look like the finest wood grain. And then we say,
can you guess what it is? Today's episode brings us to the world of the
grapevine.
Beetles. There are interesting looking beetles that have antennas.
Say, excuse me. A unique
color in my opening.
Not opening, opinion, right? So their scientific name, Pelidnota punctata. You want to try it? Pelidnota punctata. So the genus comes from the Greek origins, Pelidnota, and it means livid or black and blue. And according to the article written on the website Minnesota Seasons, and I quote, the black markings on the pronotum and the elytra is the feature that gives this genus its name, end quote. And we'll talk more about those markings in a moment. The species name, punctata, has a Latin origin and means to be marked by pricks or punctures. And I could not find a reason for this, but I'm going to make an educated guess that this also has to do with the markings on the elytra of the beetles. Do you want to go, Charlie?
It can be found all along the east coast of the United States.
And westward. Towards
Texas.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it ain't Texas.
Yes, it's Texas.
Woo! It is also found in Ontario. It's in Canada, you're right.
Montana.
And as far as where you will find them, well, check out that common name, grapevine. Tells you pretty much everything you need to know. Wherever you find those wild or cultivated grapes, you'll probably find some.
They are a
decent
sized beetle.
Growing
to
upwards
of
inch
in length.
Good.
Their
elytras
have
unique
color. In my
opinion, you gotta learn that word. So it's kind of a yellowish, tannish color that has a little bit of a shine to it, and it makes for a striking beetle for sure. Kind of gives off a wood grain or like a nice hardwood floor vibe. Go ahead.
You will find 3 black dots on the outside
edge
of each
elytra,
like writing where they start to curve downward. You will find an
You will find an additional black dot on either side of the pronotum as well. That's the hard covering that's protecting the thorax. Their legs are a similar color, a brownish hue, and I read in an article in the Virginia Museum of Natural History that said, and I quote, the more southerly grapevine beetles have light brown legs like this one, while grapevine beetles from the north have dark legs, end quote. And if this was not enough reason to explain how species can look different but still be the same, the Animal Diversity Web article written by Angela Miner states that, and I quote, in 1915, 10 different species names were assigned to insect variants that were all later determined to be different forms of the same species, the Pelidnota punctata, our featured arthropod. Some forms have less distinct spots, while some have smaller spots. End quote. This species is actually a scarab beetle, which we have talked about on the podcast before. And one of the most interesting parts about these beetles are their antennae. At the end of their antenna, they have these plates called lamelle, which give the beetle the ability to fan them out like fingers or bring them in like fists and form a club-like structure. Now, information about the reproductive life of these beetles was sparse to say the least. Couldn't really find much of anything other than some possibilities. And the mating seems like it takes place mostly at night. There seem to be nocturnal, although possibly during the daytime, as has been observed on the host plant, the grape that we talked about. The Animal Diversity Web article was one of the few resources for this topic, and it says, and I quote, "It is known that oviposition occurs in June, July, and August."
My birthday's in August.
Your birthday's in August, yes. Eggs are laid one at a time in moist soil, usually under logs and other decaying wood. End quote. You want to go?
Yeah. This creature.
This creates
the perfect species
space.
For the
Space.
beetles.
Space.
Space for the beetles larvae to have their food when they hatch. This hatching may take
Approximately
2 weeks or so. Once
hatched,
they will go through a few instruments before
instars
before winter arrives, bringing with it is cold. The beetle's larva will then wait out in the cold
somewhere
safe.
Now, this long larval stage, too, as according to the Animal Diversity Web article, and I quote, larvae can overwinter for up to 2 years. Larval development time also is variable, but can take upwards of or over 600 days to complete, end quote. Once the larva has eaten all it needs to, it will be ready to pupate. It will prepare for this feat by creating a protective cocoon with debris from all around it.
You have caterpillars that make cocoons.
No, caterpillars make,
Chrysalis.
butterfly caterpillars make a chrysalis.
Yeah, but cocoons are the same thing as chrysalis.
No. So a cocoon is what the animal makes to put around itself. The chrysalis is like the animal itself. So when that butterfly goes, when the caterpillar pupates into that chrysalis, its like whole body like melts and reforms into a butterfly.
Okay, I'm so confused.
Yeah, it's crazy. I'll show you a video. It's really cool. And the kids don't see this. If you've ever been on the kids shouldn't see this.com, check that place out. It's not an ad or anything like that. That website is just totally awesome. So they make this cocoon. They pupate. They're very inactive for this period. It can last for a couple of weeks, but when it's ready, an adult will emerge to continue the life cycle. It will live for only about another month, 30 days, give or take, which is enough time for this beetle to mate and do what it does. So it might live for 2 years, which seems long, but the vast majority of that is that grubby larva stage. Well,
As with a lot of beetles, this is a species that is kept by
many invertebrate hobbyists.
I have been lucky
enough
to see a few in the wild.
Right, so you might want to try your hand at raising some. And they're really just cool beetles. So the next time you stumble upon some grape leaves or a vineyard, you might want to be on the lookout for the grapevine beetle. Anything else? There it is. We hope you enjoyed today's episode, right, Charlie?
Yeah.
If you have an arthropod you would love to hear about, want to tell us what you think about the show, or found one of our mistakes, send us an email at arthropodadventurespodcast@gmail.com. And you can find us on Instagram at arthropod_adventures_podcast and follow us there. And thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening. Never stop learning. Show your show notes and never stop learning.
Stay inquisitive.
And never stop learning.
And always check out the show notes. You're right.